Our MLTT journey brings us to the Lone Star State as the first Major League Table Tennis season continues with a West Division weekend here in Katy, Texas. This Friday doubleheader starts with the Seattle Spinners and the Bay Area Blasters inside the Merrill Center here in the great city of Katy, Texas, outside of downtown Houston. After the Santa Cruz weekend, the Portland Paddlers were atop the West Division, winning 2 out of their 3 Golden Games. Seattle and the Bay Area, both in the bottom half of this division. Seattle had more singles wins than anybody else did in this division, but the lack of doubles and Golden Game success has them in the 3 spot, but everything very tight, and everything could change over the next few days. It is so great to have you with us alongside the Hall of Famer, the Olympian Sean O'Neill. I'm Evan Lepler, and Sean, we saw these teams kind of make their debuts. Now we're into the flow of the season. This is the 4th MLTT weekend, the 2nd for the West Division. What do you expect to Seattle and Bay Area square off for the 2nd time?
Yeah, well, the match I want to see is Audi Serene against Twan Jong. It's a repeat match. Audi, one of the big and upcoming faces in Major League Table Tennis and World Table Tennis, coming from Australia.
Well, Audi is a youngster. Twan Jong has a little bit more experience, and you're not going to have to wait very long for that match. You will see that right out of the gate. 4 singles matches and the doubles match in the middle. We begin with Serene and Twan Jong. Andrew Cao still has not lost a singles match. He's 6-0 in singles in MLTT. He'll put that streak on the line against the Frenchman Alexi D. In doubles, we'll see the MLTT debut of Olajide Omatayo, and we'll see the African showdown later today, the Nigerian Omatayo against the Arab lion himself, El Sayed Lashen, who also had a tremendous first weekend in Santa Cruz in September. Later tonight, the hometown Texas Smash and the first place Portland Paddlers, but we begin with Seattle and the Bay Area. And the situation inside the Merrill Center is wonderful. Everything looks good. Everything feels good. It's great to be back alongside my pal, Sean O'Neill, and we begin with a rematch, Serene and Wen Jong. Let's watch some table tennis.
And with these 2 players on the near side, Twan Jong, he plays with the kind of a modern pen holder grip on his backhand side. He won't play on the same side of the racket. He'll flip it over and use a traditional backhand. So he has attacks on both forehand and backhand side. Audi on the far side in the gray likes to back up. He'll play mid-distance. Very good footwork, very good fight. So this is a rematch. It was 2-1 to Tao last time they played.
Interesting part of that first matchup. It was back on September 22nd. Neither of the first 2 games were close at all. Audi beat Tao 11-4, and then Tao responded by beating Audi 11-4. Third game won by Twan Jong 11-7.
I think part of that, Evan, was they had played in a tournament in Westchester where Audi had won 4-0. So both are really feeling out the other player. Often when you have a bit of an upset, Twan Jong won the U.S. Open. Audi is winning everything in Australia right now.
And outside of Australia and Oceania. Good forehand there from Wen Jong. We saw the power that he plays with. It's hard to handle.
Yeah, from anywhere on the court, when he can step around, get his forehand into play, likes to go cross court and down the line. There's that backhand opening by Twan Jong. Just very nice flick of the wrist. Lifts the ball up. Heavy spin. Well placed.
Overall in the Santa Cruz weekend, Twan Jong went 5-4 in 9 singles games. The Bay Area Blasters team that finished their hometown weekend in the cellar of the West Division, trying to rise up here and off to a good start. That's a great touch by Audi Serene, down 5-1. He goes on the early attack to the corner.
He's going to have to get his forehand going. He doesn't want to have to play counterattack the entire match.
Audi just 15 years old.
Just amazing. The poise, control that he's displayed, not just in Major League Table Tennis, but internationally, has improved his world ranking quite considerably.
And the fact that, Audi at 15 enters a match like this, expecting to be competitive with someone of Jong's stature and substance. It's pretty remarkable, but the veteran is overpowering the youngster right now, 9 points in.
A great third ball attack by Jong from the backhand side. Directly right off the serve, comes with a powerful backhand right into the body of Serene.
Nine 9-2 lead for Jong. Lives in Santa Clara, originally from China. U.S. Open singles champ back in 2014.
Just so much power. Normally you'd think of a penholder player just blocking on the backhand side, but using the reverse penholder grip, very strong top spins.
And awkward receive there. Game one easily goes to Jong, 11-2. That was the 271st game in singles or doubles, not including golden games. Nearly 3 out of every 4 games, Sean, has been decided by 5 or less. About 74% of all the games played have been decided by 5 or fewer, but obviously a different story at the outset here today as Jong dominates.
I would think throughout this weekend, as the players get more and more comfortable, you'll see much closer games, but give credit to Tao, just really came out all business, had both forehands and backhands, really driving. Excellent serve at the end.
Entering this weekend, of course, it's a very small sample size for these West Coast players, but in the new MLTT ranking system, Jong from the Bay Area Blasters was the 29th ranked player in the league. And Audi Serene was the 23rd ranked player in the league. But you factor in the results from game one, and those numbers will change quickly. 2. Serene off to a better start. See him bouncing around, trying to build up the energy, build up the focus. Is that all about him, Sean, or is he trying to send a message to Tao by that bouncing around there at the start of the game?
I would say it's much more for Audi. He knows that the experience and composure of Tao, he's not going to be nervous by his opponent jumping around, but both players will want to get their feet moving, get into these rallies. They haven't really been too extended so far. You'll hear both players directly after the point. A lot of self-encouragement, self-congratulations. Even before the serve. Audi going with a very deep serve off the high toss, wanting to put instant pressure on Tao. And that forehand's going to be way too big. Audi's going to leave the table. He needs to do it while he's attacking, not playing defense.
Three in a row for Tao. Audi trying to talk himself to stay in this game.
Very nice drop shot by Audi off the serve.
How did he do that?
just took it right, short hopped it. The last second it took all that side spin and top spin, just really cut down on the back of the ball, not allowing it to go forward.
You don't see the double bounce on the table very often.
Cao just doing a great job of counterattacking. Both players really fighting to get that first forehand in.
5-all to 10 points here in game 2. Audi takes his victory lap after a victorious point, but he also take it after a point he loses on occasion.
Looks like he's on his bike, or he is doing the Audi lap. Audi had it on his paddle. He wanted to play that backhand down the line.
And he attacked pretty quickly off the serve.
Yeah, he went with a nice really forehand fading attack and then just wanted to do a 1-2. But a little bit more side spin on the ball than he thought. That serve. Once again, Audi going for that backhand topspin down the line, catching the net. Just needs to be a little bit closer to the table in order to cover the ball.
Six of the last 8 points for Cao.
Cao just doing a great job of getting Audi nothing really to work with. Continuing to drop shot the serves, move it around, get his controlled opening in, and then counterattacking. That ball goes long, so point to the spinners.
I saw Twan Jong get off to a great start in the first West Division weekend in Santa Cruz. 3 points away from going up 2-0 on Serene here. Audi inches back within 1. Takes a little stroll. Gets some extra steps in. Tough serve there from Twan
Just
Jong.
breaking through from the forehand through the middle of the table into the backhand. Looks like Audi was just trying to use his backhand banana flip just to use his wrist. Ball had more side to side than front to back momentum. And that's a nice deep push there. Again, Twan Jong has done a great job of neutralizing Audi's serve. Just really mixing it up.
Game point. And that's 2 straight for Twan Jong, 11-2 and 11-7. A 2-0 lead for the Bay Area Blasters. They will play game 3. Remember that every singles match and every doubles match is worth 3 points apiece, with each game being worth 1. Every team match consisting of the 4 singles matches and the 1 doubles match. And of course, it all culminates in the golden game, which is worth 6 points, and that's a single game to 21, where the team who has a lead heading into the golden game starts with an advantage of either 1 point, 3 points, or 5 points. 5 the largest advantage you can have, even if you have an 11-4 or 12-3 lead through the first 15 games of table tennis.
And Evan, talking to the table tennis community, everyone is mentioning the excitement level of the golden game. It's just a new element. We've never seen it before, but it makes every team match, you just don't know who's going to win until the final point.
2 weeks ago, we were in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and the golden games were epic. We saw the first ever golden point to a golden game with Ojo Onaolapo, is a Houston resident, I see Ojo out and about here in Katy this weekend. He had the game-winning knock at 20-all over Sasha Hanin in the Chicago Wind. It was epic. Game 3 between Jong and Serene, with Audi getting off to the good start.
And this is really a huge game for the spinners. You do not want to go down 0-3. If you can just narrow it to a 2-1, have a 1-point differential, not so bad. But I think Twan Jong realizes it. Bay Area Blasters with Maggie Tan as the coach. If you can do a 3-0 sweep, you got to go for it. Oh, look at that backhand counterattack by Twan Jong, just taking the ball beautifully down the line with his backhand on the second ball. And that's smart play by Audi, just keeping that offense going, forcing Tao off the table.
Over the first 3 MLTT weekends, Sean, a player has won the first 2 games in a match 52 times in 90 total matches. So a little more than half the time. When a player wins game 2, I know you already know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. When a player's won the first 2 games, they're 31 and 21 in game 3. So they have about a 60-something% chance based on what we've seen so far. But if you dig a little deeper, and I'm sure you've done this, the East Coast players have been much better in game 3 after losing the first 2. They're playing at about a 500 clip, whereas on the West Coast, in Santa Cruz, players that went up 2-0 won that 3rd game for the sweep 13 out of 16 times.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons on the East Coast, the players are so much closer in level that after winning the first 2 games, you take a little bit of a mental break because you feel you've won the match, but not in MLTT. The match is each point. That's the key. On the West Coast with some juniors and younger players, we're seeing a lot more.
Serene.
He's got to be careful on that one.
Yeah.
Don't want to be hitting the ball too hard. Might get a yellow card, but they're changing ends now because of the 5-point in the final game. See that in singles and doubles.
Oh my goodness. That is just ridiculous power and reflexes from Twan Jong. Kaboom.
I mean, he lined that up and just shot it out of a cannon from his backhand side. Went for the deep serve, just slid it long to the side. Got a little bit of a lucky break there for Audi Serene. Tao had that ball ready for a forehand drive right here and just netted the ball. See the frustration on his face.
Surface error and then the forehand there, back to back, have let Audi Serene back into the game, and all of a sudden, looks like Tao is in control. 6-all here in game 3.
And this is what Audi needs to do. Just stay close to the table, get that first spin in, and then hold the table and keep putting pressure. Not back up. Tao has too big of a forehand.
That's a crafty angle right there from Audi Serene. He scored 4 in a row. Takes his 7-6 lead here in the game 3. Can't miss colorful Adam Bobrow sitting in the first row.
And Audi continues with the pressure, just not letting up. Excellent backhand flip off the serve, out to the forehand. Tao unable to bring it down. But that time Tao got the first backhand spin in off the serve directly. Just over the table, very good wrist. Kind of catching Audi between strokes.
8-all as we get toward the business end of this third game. When Jong seeking the sweep, Serene looking to salvage a point for his team, and a timeout taken by head coach Luba Sadovska of the Seattle Spinners. Spinners certainly the youngest team in the league. See Nikhil Kumar. See Nikhil tomorrow. Not playing today.
Serene just really got things, the momentum shifting. Again, playing very strong offense, moving the ball around. That was a great forehand flip there, as well as a backhand opening, putting constant pressure on Twan Jong.
Sadovska lives in Vancouver, originally from Malatsky, Slovakia. All right, 8-all. When Jong has the serve.
Just getting that first forehand in is so big for Tao. Just spins the ball up, nothing fancy, but there's so much spin on the ball. Can never be sure of the type of bounce it'll take.
Excellent defense there from Serene. It looked like Twan Jong was in control of the point.
And both players just fighting to keep those forehands going. Normally that would be a point for Tao. His forehand much bigger. Audi plays a little bit more control. Just remember, 10-10, only 1 point, there will be no deuce.
Kaboom. 10-9 lead for Twan Jong.
What a strong forehand. Even with Audi that far back from the table, no chance to run it down.
Audi force a golden point. Nope, he cannot. It's a sweep for Twan Jong. Solid fist pump. He knows how good the young Audi Serene is, but the more experienced Wen Jong shows his stuff, and the penholder gets Bay Area off to a phenomenal 3-0 start.
Definitely played his level, as we can remember, as a US Open champion, just shutting down the opponent, not giving the opponent a chance to play their game, and just really doing a nice job on the serve and serve return especially.
So for head coach Maggie Tian, who's a penholder in her own right, she sees her pen-holding player get off to the phenomenal start here. 11-2, 11-7, and 11-9. That's a 33-18 aggregate score. Tao, congratulations on getting your team off to such a great start. How did you feel out on the table as this weekend gets rolling?
Yeah, so because last week I played with him, it's really close. And at this time, today lunchtime, I saw the video to figure out how to play today. Yeah, I feel it's very good now.
Tao, was your thought to force the offense, try to be the first person to attack? What was going through your mind on the actual tactics?
So today I just try to only the serve and the serve return try to drop short first. And the attack, I'm not trying the quality loop. I just try to put the table because last month I played with him. When I try loop quality, he always come to loop. That's why I'm trying a little bit slow down to play. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Tao, what was the message from your coach and just with your team this weekend about trying to come out and play your best?
This week we got some new player, and also the coach and the Lashen, so always just support us to say just relax, just fight every single match, and we just waiting for next month Jinbao and the Lily back. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you got your team off to a phenomenal
Yeah.
start. You get to relax for a little bit, but stay mentally ready for the Golden Game. We'll
Thank
see you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Twan Jong. Appreciate him joining us after his 3-0 sweep. And now it's time for the second singles match. Andrew Cao is currently ranked number 4 in all of Major League Table Tennis for what he's done so far, going 6-0 in singles. And his opponent will be Alexi Twan, who's making his MLTT debut right before our eyes for the Bay Area Blasters. Going to be excited to see Twan, who is a 7th round pick for the Blasters. But here's a look at Andrew Cao and some of his highlights from Santa Cruz.
Andrew just played exceptionally strong the entire time. Great offense, keeping his attack going. Look for that in this match.
Cao on the board first. Audi Serene 15. Cao turns 16 in September. When we talk about the Seattle youth, we are not kidding. We're not messing around, and neither was Luba Sadovska in drafting this young talent. First point for Alexi Twan, 26-year-old from Paris. John, we've seen the Frenchmen have such great success in the East Division. Twan has spent some time practicing with Princeton's Mathieu de Saint-Élan back in France. There's a strong twitch winner from Cao. 5 points in, you can tell this is going to be an interesting back and forth here.
Yeah, both Alexi and Andrew play very similar styles. They both have good serve and serve return. They fight for the first attack, and they like to live on their forehand side. So both players are going to step around their backhand, but on short serves, today's trends are to try to step over on a short ball and use your backhand. It gives you a little bit more angular play that you can use. But these guys like their forehand. They want to get their forehand into play whenever possible.
First point won by the returner. Gives Cao a 3-point lead here in this opening game. Second singles match of the day.
Oh my. A great forehand by Alexi, but a better shot by Andrew. Just driving that ball cross court. Excellent play by Cao.
Service error gives one back, 6-3. But that quick twitch banana backhand, as you called it, Sean, it's a weapon.
Andrew's just taking that right off the bounce, no hesitation. Not quite as fast as Twan Jong's that we saw go down the line in the first match, but just as effective. And there's Alexi demonstrating his backhand prowess.
Cao takes an 8-4 lead with the serve coming back his way. It's something of a home weekend for Andrew. He's from the Houston area. Twan, important point there, trying to hang around. Too much power on the forehand.
Great side spin by Andrew Cao, just lining it up and hooking it. Alexi Twan tried to run it down, but not able to even make a swing.
Missed it.
Andrew went for the finishing shot. Not a bad plan.
9-7 lead. 2 serves and a chance to close this game out. But Twan has found a way to pierce Cao's serve, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game.
Just really neutralized it nice with the backhand flip and then got the forehand into play. Both these players have such big forehands.
Oh my, Alexi Twan has turned this game around.
Andrew went for the deep serve, got his forehand in, but Alexi was able to counterattack it on a squat through to bring it back to even.
Cao jumped out 2-0 and then 5-2. He's led the entire game. But Twan right now on his serve could take his first lead. And there it is, 10-9 for the Frenchman.
Beautiful third ball attack, but this time using the backhand side. Excellent placement out to the forehand.
It felt like it was Cao's game, but he lets it slip away. And Alexi Twan takes control and takes game 1, 11-9.
Just 2 great serves at the end to get the job done by the young Frenchman. Serving with his backhand, forcing Andrew to go out to his forehand side, but couldn't get the angle and just plays it off the side of the table.
What a way to begin his Major League table tennis career. Coming from behind and handing Andrew Cao his first ever loss in a singles game. He had been 6-0.
Just a really good combination of both counterattacks and then these backhand plays. A beautiful backhand loop out to the forehand before winning the point directly off the serve. Well-placed ball.
He's down 6-2. Felt like Cao was in control. And a reminder that things can flip quickly, and Seattle, mentioned it off the top, had the best record in singles of any West Division team in Santa Cruz. They're down 4-0 right now as the Bay Area Blasters have come out blasting.
And Alexi taking a page out of Twan Jong's book on the backhand, while his backhands have come up big in the last few minutes.
Small fist pump from Cao. Ties it up 1-1. Andrew Cao swept Audi 3 in a row. Santa Cruz. One of those games was 11-9, but the other 2 were 11-6. Cao also took 3 straight games against Rachel Sung in a cross-gender matchup going against Portland. To the Paddlers later tonight as the visitors here in Texas to face the Smash.
That backhand of Alexi Twan is so heavy. When he spins it up, Andrew Cao wants to re-loop it, but you can see he misses the end of the table by at least a foot.
He's just absolutely seized control here, Sean. You think back, he was down 6-2 in game 1. And since that point, he has outscored Cao 14-4.
Just really found his rhythm, and you can see he's not overplaying. He's taking his time, even when he has Andrew off the table. And now the deep serves, again, a little bit of frustration here on Andrew's face. Went for the very aggressive shot, but instantly Alexi turns it over, gets into the offensive mode.
Cao doesn't realize what hit him. Another incredible return. It looked like Cao's early aggression offense would pay dividends, but no, right there, the kaboom.
Andrew hit it to the perfect location, right into the elbow and into the body, and somehow Alexi Twan got his forehand on it and returned it just as fast with a smash.
Incredible stuff. Doesn't feel like Andrew Cao is playing that poorly, but Twan has just found his footing and taken it to a different level.
Just connecting all of his shots, both forehand loops, backhand loops.
See, Cao tried something different and it paid off. Need to change the momentum some way, somehow.
And just taking some pace off the ball, just kind of chopped it down. Ball's going to change its bounce trajectory. And you can just see Alexi putting both hands out, saying, slow down, slow down. He doesn't want to have what happened to Andrew happen to him from game 1.
My goodness. That forehand rip has been there for Alexi Twan.
He's just tagging the ball so well. Again, Andrew didn't even take a backswing. That ball flew by him so quickly. Just stunned him. Oh, smart play by Andrew. Making that backhand flip over the table, stayed with it and made a second backhand right off the bounce.
See if Cao can make a run or if that's just too little too late here in game 2. Big roar from Twan right there.
And that's a risky tactic. Let the opponent loop your serve and then go for the counter loop, but even in a more extreme angle out to the forehand.
Slew of game points here for Twan. Cao fights off one of them. And that's 2 straight points on his own serve as the ball shifts to the other side of the net. Trying to play it short. A little too short. But the early lead in game 2, too much to overcome for Andrew Cao as Twan takes it 11-6 after he built the 8-1 edge.
And this has got to be scary for Seattle right now to possibly have to deal with 2 sweeps to come out of Friday night play here in Texas. I mean, this is not where they want to be, and Twan has just really started firing on all cylinders. Backhand loop is solid, forehand drive is outside the reach of Andrew Cao.
Tough spot for the 16-year-old to be in, especially after he got off to such a good start in game 1. I mean, in your mind, was there any tactical changes from Twan, or do you think he just kind of found his footing and got comfortable in this MLTT debut? I mean, it is different playing under these lights.
Yeah, I would say it's the latter. He just really got everything going. Andrew, as you said earlier, Evan, hasn't really been playing poorly. He's making his shots. They've just been returned by Alexi with force from all angles. So yes, what must be going through Andrew Cao's mind right now after coming in as one of the top ranked players in the league. You're going to hear him try to stop this sweep.
Did that catch? I think it did.
Yeah, I think it did, and I think that Alexi is pointing it out. Yeah, and you can see on his face.
Angle, but yeah, it just grazed it ever so slightly. What's the key here for Andrew Cao in game 3?
Gosh, somehow he's got to stay up to the table and play offense, but Alexi Twan's counterattacks have been the difference so far, especially in game 2. Andrew just needs to stay playing his game, stay up to the table, but again, Alexi Twan just jumping on the first openings and counterattacking the ball. Great placement down the line. Now Andrew's just really pressing. He's trying to force everything to get his offense going. That allows Alexi to take a half a step back, have a little bit more time for redirecting that offense.
How familiar were you with Alexi Twan before he joined MLTT?
No, this is the first time I've seen him play, but...
So this is the best you've ever seen him play?
Yeah, absolutely. He's playing out of his mind.
That's what you should steal from Bill Walton. He often would be like, this is the best I've ever seen him play. Have you seen him play before, Bill? No.
Again, you look at Alexi, he makes that nice hooking opening spin, but then he doesn't go for too much. It's what Jong said, just keeping the ball on the table. Don't go for so much that the opponent can redirect or use your energy against you. Just keeping the ball in play, and again, changing ends at 5 in the third and final game. But Seattle, they've got to be careful. They do not want to go into the golden game down the maximum allowable points. Alexi tried to line that one up with a nice backhand hit off of Andrew's forehand.
At the same time, though, I understand your point about wanting to maintain connectivity from a score standpoint, but it's not like Seattle's doubles team of Omatayo and Diaz is going to change its mindset necessarily being down 5-1 or 6-0 than if it was the other way around, do you think?
No, not so much. It's just from a coaching perspective, there's going to be a sense of urgency that we really need every one of these next few games versus when you have a lead, you can play a little bit off. It'll prevent defense. You don't have to blitz as much.
Cao apologizes immediately. Twan, I don't think is going to get a card for throwing the paddle there.
Yeah. Still fighting to try to keep the ball in play. That backhand is big by Alexi Twan.
Twan making a name for himself. Started playing table tennis because his dad played. Watched his dad play. Started getting into it himself, and he has learned well.
That's what Andrew Cao needs to do. 2 or 3 loops, keep them moving. Use the forehand. That's where you can add the most spin and speed. Excellent play by Andrew.
Now, there have been certain rallies where Cao has not been overmatched at all.
Seems like Andrew makes a very well-placed first attack that Alexi doesn't do too much with it, but just return it. That allows Andrew to keep attacking. A little bit of a mishit by Andrew. That's why the ball took a funny bounce.
Eight-all here in game 3.
That's just a rocket of a backhand by Alexi Twan. Just taking his time, lining it up, and just pulling the trigger. Staying focused. Andrew with the serve.
ridiculous.
The amount of side spin that Andrew Cao put on that last forehand. That ball just took a right-hand turn, actually a left-hand turn, just broke out.
9-8 lead for Cao, trying to get the spinners on the board here in Texas.
Let's play 90.
Lead for Cao, his first game point of the match. Twan's gonna get at least 2 points for his team, but this is a big swing from 6-0 to 5-1 on the overall leaderboard.
Just too solid from the backcourt, Alexi Twan. Once he made that first loop and had Andrew Cao blocking, he knew he could keep the attacks.
Another game point on the receive for Andrew Cao. And we've got our first golden point of the weekend, 10-10. Twan able to take care of business on his serve. Andrew Cao will see what he can pull out of his bag here at 10-all.
Andrew has to keep the serve short. He cannot afford to let Alexi Twan make that first attack.
A lot riding on this next point right here. And Cao able to get one for the spinners. Twan collapses in a disappointed heap, but he can't be all that devastated after getting 2 out of 3 for the Bay Area Blasters. Entertaining match here in second singles tonight.
Yeah, Twan going for the sweep. Andrew Cao able to stop the sweep and to get on the board. Great golden point here in match number 2.
So it's the Blasters taking a 5-1 lead as Andrew Cao salvages that final game. Cao now 7-2 in singles, and we're going to get a chance to converse with the 26-year-old from Paris, France, Alexi Twan. Alexi, welcome, congratulations. How did it feel competing in Major League Table Tennis for the first time?
Well, it's a real pleasure. My first time, and I play against Andrew. I played him for the draft combine. I lost him twice, so it's a real pleasure to beat him for my first match.
You were down 6-2 in the first game, and then you turned it around. Was it just a matter of you getting comfortable out there, or did you change something to change the momentum?
Yeah, totally. The beginning of the set, I tried to play a little bit risky because I lost twice last time, so I wanted to take some risk. Then I just put a little bit more the ball on table and play with him, and then the set turns for me. And like for the last set, I missed some easy shots, so the last one fell out of me, so little bit anger with me, but I'm happy to win this match.
And Alexi, would you say with your style, you're trying to set up your backhand more for your attack or more for your forehand? Because your first and second game, your forehands were just amazing. Every time you touched the ball, you hit a winner. But it seemed in game 3, your backhand loop was so solid and so strong.
Yeah, normally I'm more a backhand player, but actually I can play some good stroke in forehand also. So I think I'm maybe a little bit an all-around player.
Well, Alexi, congratulations on taking 2 out of 3. I know you would have loved to win that last point and make it a sweep, but still a strong start for you, and we look forward to seeing you in your first Golden game a little bit later on tonight.
Thank you.
Alexi,
You so much.
thank you so much. Doubles time, Sean.
Mixed doubles.
Omatayo and Diaz for the spinners. Twan Jong and Angie Tan for the Blasters. And And this will be an interesting duo. It's our first glimpse at Olajide Omotayo in MLTT. We'll see him in singles later on, but I mean, just from reputations and what you have seen in practice and historically, what do you make of this mixed doubles competition we're about to watch?
Yeah, it's an international team against kind of the Bay Area, with the spinners having the international flavor of Puerto Rico and Nigeria, whereas the blasters with Twan Jong and Angie Tan, we've seen her sister Emily Tan on the East Coast playing for the Chicago Wind. Been doing a very good job there. In this match, I would say right now, I'm going to put the advantage with Twan Jong, just as a U.S. Open champ who plays excellent doubles. See if he can help his team get a couple more points.
One. 20-year-old Fabi Diaz to serve. Good befuddling spin there from Olajide Omotayo, 28-year-old from Lagos, Nigeria, now lives in France. Now, you talked about it before we went on the air, the multicultural flavor for both these teams on the lineup we've got tonight.
Yeah, it's even on the coaching standpoint as well, with Luba and Maggie, two women's coaches here in Major League Table Tennis, showing a lot of diversity as well as just great love of the sport. Luba's done amazing things in Vancouver, and Maggie Tan has helped Team USA as well as her coaching in the Bay Area. So a lot of experienced play here. See if Angie Tan can get her offense going. That'll really set up Twan Jong. There's the forehand that the blasters need to land.
When you say you want to see Angie get her offense going, how aggressive do you want her to be on that serve return there?
Every opportunity that she can get her forehand topspin going, that will allow Twan Jong just to follow up without any difficulty.
Tao's power has been the story so far when he's had the chance to unload. It's got to be a little bit of an advantage for Cao, having already played a match on this table, the other three coming out cold.
Absolutely. And having one with a sweep makes it even easier. Again, we mentioned in the last two East Coast matches, especially in the mixed doubles pairings, the order will change. So don't be surprised if going into the third game it's one apiece.
Mm. 9-5 lead now for Cao and Tan.
Omotayo had the open court, just very difficult to gauge the amount of spin that Cao puts on the ball. That time Cao went for a really deep push. So far it went right off the end of the table. And that's a nice block by Angie Tan. Footwork-wise, the blasters are going to be a little bit stronger. Diaz likes to use her backhand primarily, and in doubles, that's a tough sell. Got to use more forehand if you're going to be effective in doubles.
Game one to Wenjong and Tan, 11-6. Angie was 1-5 playing doubles in Santa Cruz. with Cao, who is 3-6 overall. He played, I believe, the first day of that tournament with Lily Jong. No, he played the first day with Audi in doubles. Lily Jong played singles against Amy Wong. Godwani and Wen Zhang took 2 out of 3. In fact, when Jong and Godwani overcame an 8-0 deficit in that third game to take 2 out of 3.
That was an amazing comeback. But here, Blasters just moving the ball around, keeping the pressure, and Angie with a very nice touch block off the bounce. Finally, Fabi Diaz missing the backhand flip.
We've seen El Sayed Lashen doing a lot of the coaching over there.
Usually the elder statesman, a lot of respect. And he's played a lot of the Nigerian players, so.
Are you calling him old?
Experienced. Ambassador.
Seasoned.
And this is where the Blasters are going to have an advantage when Tao plays to Diaz. Matayo is going to have to keep that ball short or be aggressive, because Tao and Jong will just start spinning with his forehand to all places on the table, and it's not going to be fun for Fabi Diaz. Good serve by Angie Tan, nothing fancy, but doesn't give.
You can almost see Tao Wen-Zhang's MLTT ranking rising before our eyes right now. 3-0 against Audi Serene to get the day started. Insane effort by Tao just to try and get a paddle on that ball. That was about as emphatic a slam as we have seen in MLTT from Omatayo.
Took a little frustration out on that ball. Oh, nice block by Diaz. Angie has to be ready for that ball to come back. She kind of got caught out on the wide backhand. Tried to run it down. Tao mixing it up on the serve. Angie's got to do much more than just play a safe return. She can play just a tad of offense. Her partner will keep it going. That's a much better, more aggressive.
That's what you were looking for.
Deep push, just challenge. Mixed doubles, anytime the female can challenge the male, gives their partner a chance to keep the attacks going. Those are very big points here for Seattle. Once again, kind of playing from behind. Very smart move by Angie Tan just to get that forehand loop, putting pressure on the male opponent.
Too much.
Just a great 1-2 combination by the Blasters. Angie Tan with the slow opening, and then Tao Wen-Zhang finishing the point.
Nine six now. Really good Initial return from Fabi Diaz to get that attack going.
Nice job right off the serve. And again, it's that 1-2 combo. Starts on the women's side. Very effective in mixed doubles.
3 straight for the duo of Omatayo and Diaz to crawl back within 1, and the momentum slipping. Timeout taken by Maggie Tien, and the Bay Area Blasters will have a chat. Omatayo and Diaz trying to snag a doubles point here.
Diaz just doing a nice job of getting that offense going. She's able to, again, very aggressive on the serve.
Gotta say, both Nikhil Kumar and you look pretty darn fresh considering the hour that you arrived into Texas last night, or I should say this morning.
Yeah, we got in around 2 a.m. But thanks to Mimi Bosca, we were met with the smiles of Major League Table Tennis and quickly taken to the...
But your head didn't hit the pillow until, what, close to 3?
Yeah, a little bit later. Nikhil, I'm sure coming from class at Berkeley. I had a much easier time just flying.
Unlike last time, they didn't send the limo. They brought the van to
Yeah.
pick you up, right? Yeah.
Big point here.
Sure is. Out of the timeout. Wow, Tan missed it.
Tao made the big forehand counterattack, sending him to the ground. And then Angie Tan went for the quick backhand. We are tied up at 9 apiece.
4 straight for Diaz and Omatayo. Another good point for Fabi Diaz, handling Tao and Jong's power, and that's 5 in a row for the Spinners.
Almost seemed like Angie Tan didn't expect the ball to come back. You hear both teams.
Missed it. A 6-0 run for Olajide Omatayo and Fabiola Diaz to seize game 2 and even up this doubles match 1 game apiece.
Just great focus, great offense by the Spinners. Just not giving up, keeping the pressure on.
So for the first time this weekend, we've got a match that's 1-1 through the opening 2 games and an important rubber game ahead before we return to singles. Kaboom.
Great forehand smash. Again, the teams will be changing ends at 5 points once one team reaches 5, and the order will change as well. So if we look for what's happened in game 1 and 2, with the Blasters taking game 1, look for them to jump out, try to hit that 5 points running, and for the Spinners, stay close.
I hear you, but the Blasters were in control of game 2 as well before everything turned, and honestly, I felt like it turned when Fabi Diaz started returning Tao Wen-Zhang's power and kind of catching the Blasters off guard.
Right, Angie Tan not able to take advantage of a lot of weak returns, but kind of off-pace shots by Fabi Diaz of getting one more back.
Alrighty, game 3. Tan to serve.
So Fabi Diaz is going to see a different type of opponent. Returning the balls right now, she's going to have to do a lot with her returns to put pressure on Tao Wen-Zhang. That's a good shot by Omotayo. Just waited for that ball to come back over so he could get his forehand in.
He doesn't try to do too much hit it. He just hits it strong, firm.
And there's the combination. And it seems the spinners, the new duo, the longer the rally goes, better for Omotayo to get his forehand going. And Diaz, as you said, have been doing a nice job of just moving the ball around.
Excellent short return from Omotayo. And the spinners have a 3-2 lead here in game 3. Left hand lunging for it. That's just a ridiculous winner. Off the edge of the table for Twan. Jong sprinkled it down the line.
Just stepping around.
Fair to say, though, if you're lunging for a shot, kind of hard to regain your balance and get back in the point.
Yeah, well, it's easier in doubles because your partner's going to have to hit, so you can actually allow yourself to either go to the floor or even spin a little bit.
That's a good point. Missed it. 4-all. No more surprises with these 4 players. They know each other now. They're learning about their partners. It's just who can execute better down the stretch as they'll switch sides with Omotayo and Diaz up 5-4.
Omotayo just did a great job of re-looping Twan Jong's forehand. And the order now will switch. Omotayo will be hitting to Twan Jong from Angie's ball. Angie has to keep these serves short and low. What a point. Twan Jong unable to get away from the table, and Angie Can had to see where that ball was coming from at the very last moment. And Tao needed to stay right up at the table trying to counterattack right off the bounce. There's Tao's patented backhand, RPB, reverse penhold backhand. Right off the serve, a lot of side spin. Omotayo challenging Tao with a deep serve in doubles. Really caught Twan Jong flat-footed.
Come on, boy. Come on. A quick point for Seattle. Blasters down by 2. Back within 1 as Omotayo catches the top of the tape.
Just completely went for it. Figured he was going to have to put everything behind it to get through Tao's defense.
That is a tight net, unforgiving.
And that time, Tao just put it on the table, didn't try to do too much with it. Gave Fabi Diaz a little bit more time. She was unable to bring the ball down. Oh, Angie Tan with a big forehand off of another deep serve by the spinners.
Little good fortune for Seattle off the net.
Come on, boy.
How about Fabi Diaz?
What a beautiful forehand smash. A lot of crazy spin on this ball from below the table surface. But Fabi just fabulously smashes that forehand down the line.
Oh, goodness. Elad Omotayo taking control for Seattle. Sets up game point.
What a great forehand flip, kill. 2 serves.
They were down after 11-6 loss in game 1. They were down 9-5 in game 2. And they come from behind to take 2 out of 3. And that's a huge couple of points for the Spinners, who were down 5-0 at the outset tonight. All of a sudden, it's Diaz and Omatayo changing the tide.
Just great Puerto Rican, Nigerian teamwork. Just finding their groove and putting the pressure on the Blasters team of Twan Jong and Angie Tan.
So Twan Jong gets his team off to 4 points at the outset, but then drops a couple of tight games in doubles. Let's a 9-5 lead in game 2 slip away. We'll go back to singles. Andrew Cao getting ready to face Senura Silva as they head to the table, but we're going to chat with Elad Omatayo's doubles partner, Fabi Diaz, I believe. She's got the headset put on. All right, Fabiola Diaz joins us now. Congrats on taking 2 out of 3 from being down 9-5 in game 2. How did you swing the momentum in your favor?
I feel very happy. At first I was a little bit nervous, but then I started to gain more confidence, and yeah, that helped. I'm really happy. Sorry.
Yeah, it seemed in game 2 you did a really great job when Tao was playing the ball just to keep it on the table and to move it around. Did you feel that was the difference in getting back into the match, your returns of Tao's ball?
Yeah, I think so. I was just gonna like block, not do anything crazy, and I think that helped. So yeah.
What was it like developing chemistry with your new doubles partner, Elad Omatayo?
Oh, it was really nice. Like, I didn't know we were gonna be this good. I'm sorry.
What was it like trying to develop that chemistry with him and figure out how you guys can work together?
It was really easy. He's a really nice person, so we got along really fast, and I think that's it.
Very good. Keeping it simple. Fabi, congratulations. We'll see you in the Golden Game in a little bit.
Thank you.
2 out of 3 for Omatayo and Diaz as the Spinners, after trailing 5-0, have made it now 6-3 overall. And the third singles match features Andrew Cao from the Czech Republic against Senura Silva, who makes MLTT history tonight as the first player to suit up for 2 different franchises. Silva was a free agent pickup after he was undrafted, joined the Princeton Revolution for the first ever MLTT weekend in Daytona Beach, Florida in September, and he performed so well, going 3-3 in singles and taking 7 of his 11 points across a couple of Golden Games, that the Bay Area Blasters, who knew they needed someone for the season going forward, signed Senura Silva up. And thankfully, I mean, the Princeton jerseys aren't all that far off from the Bay Area jerseys, so it's a natural fit. Silva looks good, and here's Andrew Cao making his MLTT debut for Seattle. And he was eager to get started.
Definitely with Senura Silva, we thought after that fine performance in Daytona Beach that if a team could snag him, that he'd be at the front of the pecking order. Of course, he is playing for Texas Wesleyan University in the National Collegiate Table Tennis Association, so he is game ready.
Good start for Lapchik. 24 years old, member of the Czech national team.
Oh, that's a nice combination there by Silva. quality opening and then just kept the pressure on.
Oh, my.
What a return by Lapchik. Playing that ball down the line.
Clearly caught Silva off guard there.
And loading up the serve using a backhand serve from the forehand side. So he'll go for that one again. Serve made popular by one of the owners of the Princeton Revolution, Dmitry Ovcharov.
Silva smacked that ball in frustration. He's falling behind 5-1 here. Lost all 4 points on Lapchik's serve.
He knows he can't give up the offense that easily. He's got to get his offense going. Now it looks like he's forcing it a little bit. Just a little early on that backhand attack. Very aggressive serve there into the body.
Lapchik certainly didn't come out with the mindset to slowly work his way into the match, his first MLTT appearance. There's no tentativity in his game whatsoever.
You can just see a very strong body frame with Lapchik. When he's driving the ball, he really gets his legs into it. I think it's surprising Silva how much power Lapchik has.
Has it surprised you, Sean?
No, because usually as a coach, you look at the legs. That's where the power is generated. And Lapchik just really strong. Silva much quicker, very good hands. But he's leaving the table, and that's going to be a tough road to hoe with Lapchik having the heavier spin when they get into the forehand-to-forehand play.
9-3 lead here for Lapchik.
Definitely the boost that the spinners need right now.
Wow, Silva
Just stayed with it.
finds the angle.
Didn't back up.
But he was still absorbing Lapchik's power more than dictating.
And that's a nice combination by Silva. That's what we saw in Daytona Beach when he was punching the backhand, opening up, putting a lot of pressure. Great fight by the blaster. Senura Silva, just super forehand, just really bending down, getting his full body into the stroke.
3 straight for Silva. Lapchik able to squelch that run and set up a string of game points. 10-6. Andre Lapchik making his MLTT debut. An impressive beginning for the Czech.
Just really solid counterattacks. You can see the leg strength, just putting a lot of power into each and every shot. Takes game 1.
So Lapchik will have a chat with Luba Sadovska and his teammates. See Matayo on there, the right side. He'll be taking on Lashen in a really intriguing singles match coming up next. That'll precede our first golden game of the weekend.
Just Lapchik really controlling the table, but more so once both players got their forehands going, that was the difference.
Silva to serve to start game 2.
Interesting.
Sliced out the top.
Yeah, it was almost like Lapchek served back to serve. Came back and a little backhand side spin.
You don't see that too often.
Not in my lifetime. Occasionally you'll see choppers or defenders do it because they love to come across the ball. Wouldn't surprise me if DeSantillan throws one of those in the next Chicago meeting. Oh, nice deep serve there by Silva, really mixing it up nicely. Generally he'll serve short and tight. Occasionally he'll just throw the deep serve in to back the opponent off the table.
You think, Sean, that ideally you want to have about 50% shallow serves and 50% deep serves, or do you want to veer a little bit more one way to either shallow or deep?
Yeah, I would say probably 80 to 85% short, because you don't want to let the opponent take a full swing. But the way these guys are playing and their counterattack ability, serving that deep ball isn't such a bad idea, because it will elicit an offensive return, but those get counterattacked so effectively with today's players that we are seeing more deep serves in general. Once again, Lapchek going for his own deep serve right there, but Silva able to put some offense behind it on the return. And that's a problem right there. Silva's just serving long directly, and Lapchek can loop anywhere with that ball, which really puts Silva under pressure.
That was a deep serve. That wasn't deep enough.
5-5.
5 all though. Midway point here in game 2. Fist pump from Silva, national champ in Sri Lanka. Pre-med at Texas Wesleyan.
And just a little bit more offense by Silva off the serve puts a tremendous amount of pressure on Lapchek to try to counterattack that ball versus to build the point.
Net. 7-5.
Once again, we see that same return.
8-5.
Backhand side spin.
Silva has suddenly taken control here in game 2.
He's really gotten his forehand into play.
That's 5 in a row now for Silva.
6-9.
That's a very difficult shot by Silva to counterattack. Lapchek's forehand very spinny, moves it around. Not easy to gauge where it's going. That time, Silva able to jam him into the body.
Game 1 to Lapchik 11-6. Game 2 to Silva 11-6. The singles match will be settled with the third and deciding rubber game.
Silva definitely finding his range and tempo much better in game 2. But I would still say that Lapchik looks like he's playing stronger tonight. Mixing it up, getting his forehand into play. Also demonstrating a new backhand swiping return on the serve return. With his forehand, excellent placement by Silva to keep the pressure on.
On the overall scoreboard right now, Blasters have a 7-4 lead. If Silva could make it 2 out of 3 here and win game 3, then the Blasters would clinch the lead heading into the golden game. Looks like head referee Ed Hogshead has been summoned due to an issue of some sort. Wet spot around.
It looks like there might be just a little condensation on the ground that players will take care of by
0-0.
running their foot over it.
It's hot under those bright lights, Sean.
0-0.
Extra lighting brought in here to the Merrill Center.
Oh, what a beautiful backhand loop down the line. We've seen one earlier by Senura Silva, taking his time and just spinning it strong.
Tremendous exchange right there.
Silva tried to set that same shot up again on the backhand side, but Lapchik's forehand topspin.
How many smashes was it going to take?
We finally got a short one. Senura Silva just powers it out to the wide forehand after going exclusively to the backhand side. Just great angles from the blaster.
2-2.
In the backhand to backhand exchange, Silva looks much stronger. Just see Lapchik stabbing at the ball, not really making much of a stroke.
4-2.
Silva leads 4-2. The serve coming back his way.
That's why Maggie Tan chose him to be a full-time player on the Blasters, to take these type of matches.
5-2.
Players switch sides with Silva ahead 5-2.
Silva once again, I'm not Silva, but Lapchik once again doing that backhand side spin slice chop
5-2.
off of the serve return. But Silva able to neutralize it with just a controlled push.
Moments ago, we saw kind of a 50-yard line angle. Mostly we watched from kind of the end zone angle. Our vantage point has shifted around through the first several MLTT weekends. Do you see the game differently from kind of the midfield side angle versus here in the end zone where we currently are today?
Yeah, as a coach, we live in the end zone because we're sitting at the end of the table generally, so the depth perception is a little bit easier, and also to see the kind of the channels or the pathways, the down the line shots like this angle. You can just see Silva staying on the backhand, still going to the wide back, and then a short ball just taking it out to the forehand. Here comes the final one. Much easier than when you're on the side. Your neck won't have an issue trying to track that type of play back and forth.
You can see our perk top left there. Nice facility here at the Merrill Center. Opened about 18 years ago. All-purpose facility here in Katy, Texas.
We've had a lot of help and support from the HITA, Houston International Table Tennis Academy. Manager Manny has done so much to help. Players came down and had a chance to work out at the club. Texas is doing very well in developing members for the U.S. national team.
Net.
Cool to see the mayor of Katy, Texas here earlier tonight. Dusty Field made an appearance.
Wow, that's a big
7-2.
service error. You don't want to miss your own serve when you're trailing by 4 points in the final game.
Happen again.
8-2.
That is a double dip. Could have been 4-6 instead. 2-8.
8-3.
Silva, even after he won game 2, we felt like he was getting outplayed, but he's very close to taking 2 out of 3 here and gutting out a couple of points for the Blasters. 2 points
9.
away.
And once again, Lapchek going for that backhand side spin chop return. Silva just pushes it back deep to his backhand, and then Lapchek loops it in the net. Maybe he wants to either move the placement or change that stroke. It's a little
4,
more effective there,
9.
getting the forehand into play. Score 4-9.
Oh, goodness. Tremendous stuff from Senura Silva to set up game point.
And Silva just hops on this forehand attack. You can just see him turn it over.
Senura Silva, after dropping the opener, takes games 2 and 3 convincingly. 11-6 and then 11-4 to clinch the lead heading into the Golden Game for his new team, the Bay Area Blasters.
Just excellent job working his forehand and really doing a super forehand combo. I love the smashing against the lobs. And Silva's got to be extremely happy. We're going to get a chance to speak with him.
We welcome in the 18-year-old Sri Lankan Senura Silva, who makes table tennis history here.
Hi.
You've played for 2 different teams, and you
Yeah.
have strong, impressive debuts with both Princeton and the Bay Area. I mean, are you going to go back to an East Coast team for Chicago? What's the future? Are you a Blaster for the rest of the way?
I don't know. I got drafted to play Bay Area Blasters, so I'll just stick with it.
So Andre came out hot in game 1 and
Yeah.
took it to you. How did you change that match around?
Well, we used to play when we play at Samson's. I mean, he came for like a table tennis training camp, so I little bit know about his game, but it's been a long, so I don't know. But I played like really good. I feel like there's a little humidity, so I play it really slow, but really focused, and contact the ball very well.
So when he was back lobbing, that was the point of the match.
I know.
How many smashes did you think it was going to take to finally get that ball out to a forehand winner?
Well, I felt like I had so much like endurance, so even like he played hundreds, I felt like I can just keep the ball on the table. So yeah.
Sonora, what's it like being the new guy with the blasters, but you also have the MLTT experience to lean back on?
Well, I feel like this team is, I mean, like, I don't know, it's new. It's new. So I'm trying to get to know a lot of people in MLTT. So I'm so, like, blessed to be here.
Congratulations on a
Thank you
great
so much.
start.
Yeah.
Enjoy this next match
All
with
right.
us. We'll see you for the Golden Game in a
Thank
little bit.
you. Yep.
I think he's excited to be a part of this, Sean.
Well, his excitement was contagious in Daytona Beach just after every match. Big smiles, and he was getting the job done there, and he's doing the same here in the Western Conference.
All righty. This African showdown featuring Seattle's Elad D, Omatayo, and the Bay Area's El Sayed Lashen. Lashen went 7-2 in singles in Santa Cruz. Just played some really high-level table tennis, obviously incredibly experienced. Sean called him old. There we go. Lashen gets on the board first.
0.
Lashen's 43. Going against Omatayo, who's 15 years his junior.
And Lashen loves to get his forehand into play, especially balls that are close to his body. Very adept at turning, stepping around, just finding a way, like right there, get that forehand going.
1.
Sometimes that follow through will be in front of his body, sometimes behind his head.
There's a winner.
2.
To make clear the difference in generations between these two players. Lashen's international debut came in 1996. Omatayo was 1 year old in 1996. Stylistically, who do you think has the edge between these two players?
I think Omatayo is a little bit more multi-dimensional. He can play up at the table, off the table. He's got a beautiful forehand and strong backhand. Lashen is a little bit more one-dimensional, where he just wants to get that forehand. He just wants to pound the forehand. So the longer rallies, that was a beautiful backhand by Omatayo. That's a quality backhand drive. Lashen is going to try to do everything to just set up the forehand. So longer rally, going to favor the spinners.
4.
Short,
5.
big shots would be for the blasters with Lashen. And that's what Lashen is going to do. He's got to do it. That's his game. Just has to pick the right one for going all out.
Lashen showing off his movement there.
Yeah, not bad.
It's good enough on that particular point. And he's tied it up 6-all.
6.
What's also fun technology-wise, see Omatayo using green rubber on his backhand side. Rubber can be any color as long as one side is black. So we're seeing purples, pinks, red is the common, and also greens and blues.
Why does one side have to be black?
Just so there's a clear distinction. You don't want them to be shades of maybe a purple and a red, which isn't so obvious, since the surfaces don't have to be the same pitch. It can be very different, especially with those defensive players that use the pimpled short pips or long pips. But then with Lashen, he's also using somewhat of a new technology. Stiga has come out with a blade called the Cyber Shape, looking like a stop sign.
7.
Help change the sweet spot. Add a little bit more power and control on some of the short balls because you can get into the table closer.
7, 9.
And Lashen has to do that. That's his game. His forehand, it's make or break. He's got the one he wanted, just caught the top of the net. Nice short serve by Lashen, getting his backhand into play, but always trying to step around. That's a beautiful over-the-table forehand loop. Just waited for the ball to pop up, stayed close. Nice follow through. Kept the racket nice and high before driving it. And we're at 9 apiece.
And just like that, Elad Lashen from 9-7 down has the first game point.
Just a very strong backhand over the table attack off of a quality serve.
10-all.
10.
It's our second golden point of the day so far. Sal defeated Alexi Twan 11-10 in their third game to avoid the sweep. So game 1, trip to the finish line. Lashen to serve. And Lashen outscores Omatayo 4-1 to take it 11-10.
And just some very smart, soft drop shots. Omatayo thought he had him wide out to the forehand, but not enough spin on the ball to keep it low. Blasters once again playing big at the end of the game.
Teammates fired up. Lashen puts the Bay Area Blasters in front 9-4. This is shaping up to be a big night for the Blasters, Sean.
Blasters are looking very strong going into the golden game. And Elad Lashen just really playing some very well-placed balls on the serve return. And at the same time, getting that forehand in over the table, as well as a very strong backhand, just really bringing everything to the end of this first game.
Did you like the tactics of that golden point?
Yeah, just the shot's not there, don't overplay it. Eventually the ball will come off the end line, and Lashen knows he can re-loop anything. But
Game 2.
never had to even make
Winners
one loop on that
serve.
one.
0-0.
All right, 0-0 again. Omatayo to serve.
And that's what happens when the ball
0-1.
just trails off the end of the table on a serve. The opponent's going to make a quick topspin. Very difficult to defend it. And Lashen takes 2 points on Omatayo's serve. Tries to break open this match.
2-1.
Wow, first 4 points in game 2. None of them won by the guy that served.
Lashen thought he had one shot that was going to score it, but Omatayo kept it in play. That's a good placement there by Lashen. A crossover point between a forehand and backhand.
That's a rally.
That's classic Nigerian table tennis. Get into a counter-attacking rally until it gets to your forehand and then just add super side spin, taking it out to the wide forehand.
talk about African table tennis, it's really Egypt and Nigeria, right?
Those are the top 2 teams and have been battling for the All-African Championships for as long as I can remember.
3, 4.
Come on, Junior, come on. Ready?
You can
Come
hear
on, boy.
Omataya speaking in French to encourage himself.
4, 4.
What a ridiculous point that was. Lashen, some phenomenal extension to keep the point alive. Omataya got a break with a couple of net balls that went his way.
And if both players are that far back, Omataya will have the edge. Lashen likes to deliver his forehand from much closer range.
They say that those net balls even out over the course of a night or a weekend, and that one goes to Lashen. He's at 5-all. Tayo, I mean, he did get 2 net balls to go his way on that one point. That's 2 straight points. And then that was Lashen's friend, but this time it goes back Omatayo's way. And look, we're even 6-all midway through this middle game of this final singles match here between Seattle and the Bay Area Blasters. Seattle beat the Blasters 15-6 when they played back in September. Kaiser Permanente Arena in Santa Cruz. Blasters have already had a much better start to the day.
Lashen is continuing doing a nice job of taking pace off the serve and moving it around. That loop goes long, and he tied once again at 7 apiece.
Fun.
Omataya is definitely feeling how to get into his strength, which is forehand to forehand loops and out to the forehand. Lashen really having difficulty running that wide ball down.
Lashen can just take one out of these 2 final games. The Blasters will have a 5-0 lead to start the Golden Game. Seen 18 Golden Games so far, Sean, across 3 weekends. There's players from the Texas Smash and Portland Paddlers getting loose.
Coach LaRose.
Golden Game is the grand finale to every match. All 5 active players competing, substituting every 4 points. Teams that have had a lead going into the Golden Game are 13-5. Twice we have seen teams overcome 5-0 deficits, but it is a tough task. And if you go back to the 1-point win in the Golden Game that Florida had over Chicago, remember Florida had a 1-point lead going into that Golden Game. They ended up splitting the 40 points, but that 1-point lead going into it was the difference. Lashen, with his octagonal racket, has made the game.
And Lashen doing a much better job staying close to the table. That's gonna be advantage spinners once both players are back. And Omataya just has more leverage, more top spin. See him down, putting a knee on the floor.
Oh my.
9.
Point goes to Lashen. Tremendous effort from Omataya. Almost laying out to his right. Look at this.
How fast he got ready was almost as impressive as the fact that he put his paddle on the ball.
Huge 2 or 3 points. That'll decide game 2 right here. Lashen has the serve back on his paddle.
Just clipped the top of the net. Lashen had the ball he wanted. Fighting to tie it up now.
Game point on Mateo. Second straight game that we're going to go the distance between these two African standouts.
Just a great third ball attack. The power of Lashen just to take and drive that ball down the line.
Leaving absolutely no doubt. So Lashen won it on his serve last time. Now it's Mateo who serves on golden point. And he missed it. Lashen with back-to-back 11-10 wins gives the Blasters a 10-4 overall lead.
We talked about the experience, the seasoned Lashen just going for a control shot. Excellent play, excellent decision. Not going for too much, but just enough.
So much riding on those couple huge points. I mean, Lashen now, after going 7-2 in Santa Cruz, is now 9-2 in singles in MLTT.
Again, in table tennis, not just hitting bombs, going for big shots, but taking the offense away from your opponent, mixing it, going short, going long, using touch, using spin. Lashen has brought everything so far into these first 2 games. Great power, but at the same time, over the table with his backhand. Getting the job done for the Blasters.
All right. Only once in the history of Major League Table Tennis, dating back to September, have we seen a singles match or a doubles match feature 3 consecutive games that end 11-10. Does it happen once or twice? At least once. I'll go back through the records. Roman Lorenz took 3 straight from Jinshin Wong back in September.
There's the same forehand flip for the winner that we saw in the mixed doubles by Mateo.
It also happened in a September match between Jinshin Wong and Mark Duran, and Wong took 2 of the 3 golden points. If we go the distance here, it will be the 3rd time.
1-3.
Both these players are so evenly matched. Lashen asking why he went for such a big shot.
What's the answer?
I think a little tired, wanting to finish off. And with a 2-0 lead, you're more likely to want to go for it than to play safe. Heavy topspin by Lashen. Spinning that ball up. And that time, Mateo just stayed his ground, kept the pressure on.
Lashen trying to complete the sweep here as they switch sides. Lashen did sweep Fabi Diaz in singles September 22nd when Blasters and Spinners met.
I think he said that was one of the first times that he's played against a female in competition.
Score 5.
The other 2 team matches he did play singles against male players, took 2 out of 3 from Johan Ribete and also against Isaac Vila.
Oh, lucky back edge there.
5.
We're now tied up even at 5. So for that third opportunity for another golden point, we're on pace for it.
5, 6.
What are the biggest differences now when you see Lashen at age 43 compared to his prime?
Just the number of loops that he'd be able to do in a row. Footwork starts to go with age and with fitness. But you can imagine Omatayo's grace in moving around the court. That's how Lashen would have been playing 10, 15 years ago. Just kind of a forehand machine. You can really hear it when he hits the ball. He just really whips into it. But right now, Omatayo's looking good to take game 3.
Elad just won a couple points on Lashen's serve. Puts him in position here to really seize control. And now 9-6 lead for Omatayo.
Come on.
Now imagine the coaches, Luba Sadovska and Maggie Twan, the 2 female coaches in MLTT, are right now contemplating their golden game orders.
Oh, nice.
Off stays alive.
Yeah, just a super control. Keep it on the table backhand.
Caught the edge to take game 3. The first singles victory for Elad Omatayo. But in the African battle, it's El Sayed Lashen taking 2 out of 3 to create a 5-point lead for the Blasters as we get set for the golden game. So the team that's trailing, the Seattle Spinners, will choose who will start on the table first. One of the 5 that's active today. None of their singles players, Sean, won their match. Serene lost 3 straight. Sal, Lapchik, and Omatayo each lost 2 out of 3. It was the doubles match that got them 2 of their 5 points. So Luba Sadovska, in terms of trying to figure out what matchup's going to be best here, a little bit up against it. We'll see if she tries to mix it up. Maggie Twan comes, and we will send it down to the commissioner of Major League Table Tennis, Flint Lane, who will oversee the Golden Game selections.
Okay, we are at the Golden Game. Bay Area Blasters are up 10-5. We'll be starting with a 5-point advantage. Seattle Spinners will make the first pick. Who will play first? Olajide Omatayo will play first. Maggie, who will pick first? Play first for you.
Lashen.
El Sayed Lashen will play first. Who is your second player?
Jong.
Jong is your second player. Coach, your second player. Audi Serene is your second. Who's your third? Andre Lapchik is your third. Coach.
Sonora.
Senura Silva is your third. And who will be your fourth? Angie Tan will be your fourth, making Alexis D your fifth. Who is your fourth? Fabiola is your fourth, making Andrew Cao your fifth. First players to play 3 points. Serve once, receive twice. Right. Good luck. Shake hands, please.
So we're going to get basically the same matchups we just saw, not switching it up at all. Does that surprise you from Luba Sadovska to not try to at least change the matchups, tweak things a little bit?
I think she was nervous about getting swept in some of these, so keeping the order where we saw it in the singles, hoping that she can change those 2-1 losses into maybe 2 or 3 point wins here in these 4-point golden series in this golden game.
We have seen players who have great records in singles and doubles not have great records in the golden game and vice versa.
This is,
Lashen, though,
these first points are huge. Seattle Spinners have to get back into this match right now.
First ever point in golden game for Lashen Omatayo, but he dropped 2 of the 3. So now here comes Audi Serene. It's a couple hours ago that he was on the table facing Twan Jong. He got beat 11-2, 11-7, and 11-9. Got better as the match went on, but Tao certainly had his number.
And Tao goes on the offense directly off the serve. Jong's forehand is so heavy. There's so much spin on the ball. Very difficult to counterattack. And Audi plays a great backhand loop from the backcourt. Very strong. Tao not happy at all. Tao takes his points and hands it off to Mr. Silva.
Silva won 7 of his 11 points in his first golden games in September. This is the first ever golden game for Andrew Cao.
Silva just wants to create more and more space for the blasters.
Silva knew he was in trouble after the turn popped up on him.
Yeah, he wasn't sure whether he should rush the table or just take the beating.
Silva regains the 9-point lead for the Blasters. Even if Lapchik gets this point, it'll be a 2-2 split. Silva takes 3 out of 4.
Very strong, very strong.
10-5, Sean, in golden game points.
That's playing big. Now we've got the ladies on the table. Look for Fabi Diaz to get her backhand into play.
Fabi Diaz, despite going 0-3 in singles and 1-5 in doubles that first weekend, she won more golden game points than she lost.
Backhand is so solid. Cross court, down the line. Good combo. Good combo. Very similar to Sister Adriana.
It's not easy to win 4 points in a row in a golden game. But Diaz has won 3 straight. She makes it 13-7, and then Andrew Cao can come to the table and keep the momentum going. All of a sudden, it could be 13-11 really quick. Now, Tan able to salvage that last point. So even just going 1-3, she's able to hand off the baton with an 8-point lead. Here's Andrew Cao.
Let's see if Alexi D is able to get that backhand going. You mentioned his all-round play. And he Gets it going right off the bat. That was Andrew's bat. Smart play by Andrew Cao. Getting the forehand in. Right now the Blasters would love to just trade points back and forth.
That would be enough, for sure.
Alexi looks like he's a veteran here of the Golden Game.
He does. He's been a great addition to the Blasters tonight. Twan takes 3 out of 4 points from Andrew Cao and sets up Lashen to potentially close this thing out if he can take 4 straight. Heck of a night for the Blasters. This is a Spinners opponent they lost 15-6 to. In the overall team match in September, they lost the Golden Game 21-12. Barring a crazy comeback, it is going to be a strong opening night here in Texas.
What a great combo by Lashen. Getting his forehand going. Keeps the pressure alive for the Spinners.
Audi Serene now in a position where he needs to take at worst 3 out of 4 from Twan Jong.
It's no easy task.
And look, really, Serene needs a 4-0 sweep to give his team any sort of a chance, and he begins with a service error.
20.
Game point, Twan Jong went for it.
You say to yourself, keep it short, and then you serve it in the net. You've done what you've said. But that's not going to get it done.
Serene has responded to the service error by earning a couple of points off Cao. But it is still match point here for the Blasters on Wen Zhang's paddle. And he missed it. Spinners are still alive. Tough spot for Andre Lapchik as he comes to the table to face Senura Silva, but we'll see what the Czech can do. We're only 2 4-0 sweeps away from the ultimate golden point. Wow, what a rally. Lapchik continues to have the answer.
And not overplaying, but keeping the ball in play. Excellent positioning.
It's over. The Bay Area Blasters begin their Texas weekend with a dominant performance. They close out the Golden Game 21-13 and finish off the night with a 16-5 win over the Seattle Spinners.
Mr. Silva getting the job done. Just a super job by Senura Silva, taking points in singles and then in the Golden Game.
It just goes to show you, Sean. I mean, the personnel changes are apparent, but we also saw some players step up. And I thought Fabi Diaz, her performance in the doubles was really huge for Seattle. But, you know, Senura Silva, Lashen, the debut of Alexi D, and then obviously Twan Jong got the team started brilliantly. And we are joined by a happy head coach for the Bay Area Blasters, Maggie Tian, joins us now. Maggie, congratulations. Just a really strong night for your team. Let's go to the very beginning. Tao got you all started with a flurry.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so last month, like last 2 matches, we lose like badly. And then also first match, we missed a couple of the players in our team. So we prepared very well this match.
And how did you feel that Silva played as a new member of the team? He did very well in singles, taking 2 points, but then even more so in the golden game.
Yes, so this time we have 2 new players, like actually 3, also Angie, but she was last time play also our team. But I think the young kids and the young players, they're giving our team, let's say like excited and also giving more motivation for like our, like we're older than them. So like, yeah, so I appreciate that the young players giving more motivation for our team, and also Lashen was show the leadership this time. Yes.
Did you have a particular message for your team coming into this weekend?
No, like, you know, like I get a little bit upset for our team player before. It's like, it's not easy, especially for my team players. As like someone have WTT, someone have like, I understand also the, what's the, Pan Games, right? So Lily was not here. But yeah, but the young players, like they're giving the motivation, yes.
Maggie, congratulations on getting off to a great start here in Texas. We'll see you in the Blasters again tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Maggie Twan, the head coach of the Bay Area Blasters. She's had to mix and match the pieces, Sean. She's had to bring some free agents in, but man, the puzzle pieces found their right spots tonight. The stars align for the Blasters as they win 16-5.
Yeah, and it all started with Tao and Jong with that sweep, and they just kept the momentum all through the evening.
El Sayed Lashen won a pair of golden points against his fellow African Olajide Omatayo, and then Senura Silva, the newest member of the Blasters, closes it out. Bay Area wins it 16-5. Coming up in about 72 minutes, Texas and Portland as the Paddlers and Smash will finish off our Friday night doubleheader. But for now, we say so long for Sean O'Neill and our entire crew. Evan Lepler saying goodbye for the moment. Blasters over the Spinners, 21-13 in the Golden Game to close it out.